All around us right now, there's this invisible race going on. It is a wild, chaotic sprint happening at the molecular level. And today, we're going to figure out the super simple rule that decides who wins. Let's dive in.
So, to get us started, let me ask you something. Picture this. You're in a big room, and way over on one side, someone opens a bottle of perfume. On the other side, a bottle of really strong vinegar. Which of those smells do you think is going to hit your nose first? Just hang on to that thought, because the answer gets right to the heart of what we're talking about today.
We're calling this whole thing the Great Gas Race because, that's really what it is, right? It's a competition between all these different gas molecules. And the big question is, what's the secret? What actually makes one gas faster than another?
Okay, so the first thing you have to get your head around is that at this tiny, tiny level, absolutely nothing is sitting still. It's all just buzzing with energy. Gas particles, well, they're like these microscopic racers, just whizzing all over the place, bouncing off each other, and always trying to spread out and fill whatever space they're in.
Now, this natural urge for gases to spread out actually has a scientific name. It's called gaseous diffusion. So let's break down exactly what that means.
Diffusion is really just the movement of particles from where there's a whole bunch of them, a high concentration, to where there aren't as many, a low concentration. It's just a natural evening out process. Think about that perfume bottle. The scent doesn't just stay by the bottle, right? It spreads through the whole room. That is diffusion in action.
All right, so we've got it. Gases spread out. But here's the million-dollar question. Do all these tiny racers move at the same speed? Does the gas that carries the perfume smell travel at the exact same rate as the gas from the vinegar? And the answer to that is a big definite no. Before we even look at a single formula, there's a really simple, totally intuitive way to think about this. Let's just call it the heavy versus light rule.
Just think of it like two runners. One is a really lightweight, quick sprinter, and the other is this huge, heavy powerlifter. Now, if they both have the exact same amount of energy, who's going to be faster? The sprinter, of course. It's the exact same deal for gas particles. The light ones, the ones with lower mass, they just zip around like crazy, while the heavy ones, well, they move a lot more slowly.
And this all boils down to a fundamental concept in physics called kinetic energy, basically the energy of motion. See, at the same temperature, all gas particles have the same average kinetic energy. So for that to be true, a lighter particle absolutely has to move faster to make up for its smaller mass.
And you know what? This simple heavy versus light rule we've been talking about actually has a name. A chemist named Thomas Graham formalized it, and today we call it Graham's law.
I know. That sounds a little dense, but it's just a fancy way of saying what we already figured out. Inversely proportional just means that as one thing goes up, the other thing goes down. So, as the mass of a gas goes up, its speed, its rate of diffusion, goes down. That's it. Heavier is slower, lighter is faster.
And this is how we write it out with math. This little formula lets us compare the speed of one gas, rate A, to another, rate B. See how the molar mass for B is on top when its rate is on the bottom? That's that inverse part we were talking about. Really, this is just a super precise tool for our simple heavy versus light rule.
So let's look at a real-world example here. We've got helium, which is super light with a molar mass of about 4, and argon, which is way heavier at about 40. Well, when you plug those numbers into the formula, you find that a tiny little helium atom spreads out about 2.7 times faster than a big ol' argon atom. It's a perfect example of the law at work. So look, here's the most important point. If you forget everything else, just remember this. Lighter means faster. That is the soul of Graham's law. The math, that's just a really powerful tool that lets scientists and engineers calculate exactly how much faster one gas is than another.
At this point, you might be thinking, okay, that's a cool physics trick, but why does it actually matter? Well, it turns out this law isn't just some random fact in a textbook. It has some incredibly important real-world applications.
For example, this is the very principle used to separate different kinds of isotopes, which is a critical step for enriching uranium for nuclear power plants. It's also used in sensors that can detect dangerous gas leaks, since a lighter gas that's leaking will travel way faster than the normal air around it. It even helps us understand how oxygen gets into our bloodstream from our lungs. This law is seriously at work all around us.
So to wrap this all up, let's go back to that very first question. It turns out the molecules that make up a perfume scent are generally a lot lighter than the acetic acid molecule in vinegar, so you'd smell the perfume first. It all comes down to that one simple rule: lighter is faster. And that leaves me with one final question for you. What is the absolute lightest number one element on the entire periodic table? Because that element, when it's a gas, is the undisputed champion of the great gas race. Thanks for joining this explanation.